I love that moment of silence just before the go, and then you hear the coxswains, you hear the oars in the Island Challenge Cup. That is the student women's 8. Groninger Studenten Roeivereniging Aegir up against Oxford University A crew.
The Dutch are here in force this year. This Oxford crew has 6 of the blue boat from the road boat race in April, and 3 from the B crew Osiris. So it's good to see them maintain the rowing through the summer and not just finishing after the boat race. And they beat Surrey University by 3 lengths yesterday. And here, maybe 1 seat up on Groningen. Shows you how appealing this race is, isn't it? Universities coming over from abroad to race. And Oxford here moving out, we'll see from the barrier sign behind, to about just under half a length lead from Groningen.
As we look along the water there, you can see that roll in the water we've been talking about. They're just staying up on top of it in both of these boats.
It's an interesting way that's happened, isn't it? It was very close, and Oxford sort of slid out to half a length, which you would think would give them some confidence. But then because you stick, suddenly the confidence can move to the other crew. So Groningen need to just not let this slide away any further. Their umpire's hand up, warning Oxford to move back onto their station. You see the flag from the umpire's launch, the white flag sticking out, pointing at the Oxford crew's side of the course. And it's important that she sees Oxford making a really big effort to move across. If she doesn't see a proper effort, then she'll keep them warning.
Yeah, it looks like Gwyn Batten, the umpire there in the launch, following, as you said, Adrian, warning Oxford University to stay on their station. The umpire launch goes up the centre of the course, so that's how they'll be determining which crews are moving off their line.
Oh, this is a slogfest, isn't it? Both crews just tied at half a length, just stroke for stroke. Nothing's changing. Whatever anybody does, the margin is sticking. It's going to come down to who cracks, I think. Who is going to be tough enough to sustain what they're doing.
Oxford just holding the advantage, about 3/4 of length now over the Dutch crew.
I think they have moved out, haven't they? Since the last marker we saw was half a length, they have moved out a bit. Just seem a little bit more lively with it, maybe. Maybe Groningen still rowing very long, but maybe it's just got a little bit heavy as they got tired.
Yeah, I'd agree. It looks like their stroke rate's lower, a bit heavy through the boat, whereas Oxford just staying up nice and bright through the front and really keeping the boat moving along.
Yeah, and the Oxford style very much, they sort of row the blades in, and the blades have some momentum when it goes in the water, and just means it doesn't feel so heavy when they pick the boat up. Yeah, they just seem to be energized now. They're moving away, and it kind of breeds confidence. You feel less tired somehow when you move, when it works, don't you? Yeah, Groningen still keeping their length, rowing long. I think they're just running out of steam a little bit, and the Oxford crew just seem to be more in their range, a bit more dynamic, and just slowly moving away from Groningen.
Aegir just really not able to respond, are they? It almost looks like they're geared really heavy or something like that, sort of low and long, lopey rhythm, but really without that sort of punchiness and brightness that you'd expect to see in an 8.
Yeah, and I think it looked like it was a really solid, hard, long rhythm, wasn't it? And that's why they were in the race and putting the pressure on Oxford. But like you said, it looks like they're geared a bit heavily, and maybe they don't have anywhere else to go, and it just means they've got no dynamism to respond to the move and the effort that Oxford put in.
Yeah, whereas you look at the Oxford crew here and you can really see that acceleration into the back end. They're staying up on their feet. You can see the bow surge, and they're sort of picking the boat up on the surge, really keeping that boat and the momentum moving along.
Yeah, it's a really great job. And these are quite experienced athletes, having done boat races and rowed in big events, and they've responded here to the pressure and really executed their race plan to the T.
And we can hear the crowd.
And the local cheer.
Does tend to be a bit louder whenever there's a British crew racing an international crew, I've noticed.
Yeah, we're a bit partisan sometimes. But a great row from Oxford, and great for them to be racing another day at the regatta. Yeah, not giving any. They're not knocking on the head or anything. They're still finishing right off the piece.
Strong finish here from Oxford University Boat Club. In the Ireland Challenge Cup, Oxford University A defeating Groninger Studenten Roverening Aegir.